Breaking Free, a story of betrayal and resilience. 10 years ago, my brother went out of his way to get my then-girlfriend to cheat with him. I had already planned on going no contact with my brother before this happened. My parents had not been great through our years. I intended to go low contact with them as well, but not completely cut them off. That was until the morning after that night. I had been with my girlfriend since the first week of our senior year of high school. I had always had a lot of anxiety built around the opposite sex. I just didn't know how to talk to girls. There was only one girl in our friends group, and she dated our other friend until they were 25. To the other four of us, she was just one of the guys. When I found out that Renee liked me, at first I didn't know what to do, so I just went for it. I started messaging her on Snap. I must have done better than I thought because we were officially boyfriend and girlfriend a week later. It was a fun senior year. Renee and I went to all the dances together. She was in the band, so I actually went to some of the football games and basketball games that year. Prom rolled around and I was excited. We had begun with the I love yous months earlier, but had not gone all the way yet. Renee was not a virgin that night, but I was. She had a secret relationship with another guy in the band for 2 years prior to our senior year. It had ended over the summer. They both had somewhat strict religious families. I remember Renee wasn't allowed to date until she was 18 by their rules, so to her parents I was her first ever boyfriend. A week or so after prom, I noticed she seemed a little distracted when we hung out. It was also less often. Our conversations were brief when we would message. I remember I was freaking out thinking she was going to break up with me. That night I had to work. I got off and went home. All was fine. I got home and jumped on WoW with a few friends. Then the snap from Daniel came through. It was a 4-second video of him having sex with Renee. I couldn't see her face in the video, but I knew it was her. The caption on the vid said, "I win again." I was completely heartbroken at the time. I cried that night and got no sleep. When I woke up in the morning, my mother could tell something was wrong. I told her what happened against my better judgment. They had never done anything about Daniel, not in the 5 or 6 years that he was torturing me. I thought maybe this would be it. Maybe they would actually do something. I was disappointed as usual. My parents weren't going to do anything about it. What were they going to do? He was 18 now and about to graduate. They always said that he was grounded for months, but that never lasted. I was done. I packed a few bags. I had bought my car myself, unlike Daniel, so I loaded it up and left that day. My parents had offered to buy my car when I turned 17, and I declined. I didn't want a car held over me, and on that day my thinking paid off. Renee tried messaging me that day as well, but I blocked her immediately, never speaking to her again. I left that day from my parents' house and have been no contact since. I didn't even attend my high school graduation ceremony. My friend Chris had graduated early back in December and gotten himself a job the next town over. He let me crash with him for a few weeks until my basic training began. I had joined the National Guard without telling my parents. I got shipped off to Georgia for 10 weeks, then to Alabama to begin my training as an air traffic controller. My time in the National Guard was good for me and ended 2 years ago. I now live in Seattle and work as an air traffic controller. My parents have sporadically tried to get in touch with me over the years. I never respond and block any new means they attempt. My brother recently started reaching out, and I treat him the same. I don't know what they want from me, probably money, but they won't get anything out of me.